Today we're going to draw in 2-point perspective. And to do that, you need to start off by making sure that your paper is horizontal, not vertical. You're going to start off by drawing a horizontal line across the center of your page. And this is called the horizon line. The horizon line is where the sky meets the ground. Now, in 1-point perspective, you would have 1 point in the center of the page, where everything goes back to 1 point in the distance. However, for 2-point perspective, you have 2 points. These are 2 vanishing points where everything seems to recede or disappear. Now, in 2-point perspective, you start off with the front corner of the building. So you choose where you want your building to be, and you start off with a vertical line. Now you're going to go from the top of that line and the bottom of that line to each vanishing point. So we'll start off by drawing from the top of the line to the vanishing point. Also from the bottom of the line to the vanishing point. Same thing on the other side. From the top of the line to the vanishing point. And same thing on the bottom. This is called the kite stage. Now what I need to decide is how long I want my building to be. I'm going to be doing just a typical cube shape. So I'm going to line my ruler up, draw a vertical line from the top to the bottom of that kite shape, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now in perspective, there will always be erasing, so I say draw light till you've got it right. After you have this shape, it's time to erase. So we're going to be detaching the building, which is this shape here, from the vanishing point. Okay, so this is one side of the building. Now, we're also going to erase the horizon line where it cuts through the building. The only reason you'd keep that is if your building was transparent. Okay, now we have our building here. So to make it look like a building, we should probably add windows and doors. To do a door, you start off with a vertical line. Let's make it as tall as you want that door to be. And then you line up from the top of that door to your vanishing point. Now, instead of drawing the line all the way over, I'm just going to draw the door as far as I want it to go and stop. And then I finish that off with a vertical line on the other side. So in perspective, your vertical lines always go straight up and down, but any horizontal lines will angle towards the vanishing point. I'm going to make this double doors here, so I'm just going to add another vertical line in the center. Okay, then I have my doors. Now, if I want to add windows, there's a few different ways to do it. My favorite trick is to draw one big one, divide it up into small ones. So again, you start off with that vertical line. Then, from the top and bottoms of that line, you're going to go to the vanishing point. And again, just draw over as far as you want that window to go. Notice that if it's below the horizon line, it angles up. If it's above the horizon line, it angles down. Now we're just going to finish that off with vertical line that connects it. And actually that wasn't very straight. That's why pencils have erasers, people. We all make mistakes. If you overdraw, you can always erase that too. Okay, now I'm going to section this off into a few different windows, so I'm just going to mark this will be the bottom of one and a space between. This will be another window and a space between. And I'll do one more down here. Now I've marked where I want my windows to be, and I'm going to be going from each of these lines to the vanishing point, just over as far as my window goes. So I'm just going to fan my ruler down. Now you'll notice they all angle towards the vanishing point. In order to make these look like windows rather than a big garage door, you need to erase in between them. To me, this is much simpler than drawing several individual windows. If you wanted to make one of them into a sign, or any sign at all, I would recommend making a rectangle first and then drawing your lines inside the box so that they fit, because as the letters get further away, they'll get smaller. Stretch them to fit in that box. Okay, now to add another building in this landscape, you would start off with another vertical line. And same as over here, you would go from the top and the bottom of that line to the vanishing point. So starting from the top there, going to angle towards the vanishing point. Now I'm not going to draw this all the way over. I'm going to stop it right about there. And then I'm just going to draw a vertical line straight into this building and stop when I get to that building there. Makes it look like it's behind that building and this one is overlapping. Now I'm going to go from the top of this building to the vanishing point, and I'm just going to go ahead, well, I'll go ahead and draw that all the way there, and then from the bottom of this line to the vanishing point. I'll make this a longer building, so I'm going to make that vertical line that cuts off where my building is. And then to finish this off over here, I'm going to go from the bottom of the line and line up to this vanishing point over here. But obviously I'm not going to draw all the way through the building, so I'm just going to go from that point and run it into the building and stop. Now again, we need to erase those lines, detach the building there, and also going to erase the horizon line where it goes through the building. Now, if you wanted to add a street or a city block, let's add a sidewalk. Just pick a point where you want that sidewalk to go. Line up from your vanishing point. Okay, now I've drawn my sidewalk here. I'm going to go ahead and draw a street. So I'm just going to have this angle down and go off the edge of the page here. Same thing over here, angle down, go off the edge of the page. To do the middle of the street, that's pretty simple. Just kind of angle it to where the middle would go. Draw those little dashed lines. They should get longer and more spaced out as they get closer to the viewer. And same thing over here. Okay, there we go.